Welcome back to the Simmo Kiel Show. We've got another episode and a bit of a catch-up. It's been a while since I've seen everyone and had a chat, even to Kyle. So
yeah, a bit of metal news.
Yeah, we've got a bit of metal news coming up, and we're going to talk about some of the shows that I've been to in the last few weeks. And yeah, so first thing I want to start off with today is that it's been a little bit of a while since the last episode, but I've been pretty busy with getting ready and heading off to TAFE. So I'm off to TAFE, and I'm actually doing TV, screen, film, and media.
Nice. That's going to help you out for
doing all of this. Like literally, just did a class the other day all about lighting.
Yeah, nice.
Yep, and even trying some new filming techniques with the channel. So
nice.
Been keeping busy with that, and that sort of might slow down the channel in the near future just a little bit with some of the assignments and that I've got to do, but also some of the assignments I have can probably be maybe incorporated with some of this. Yep. Yeah, so we can do some of this probably. And then I can use that to do my course. But other than that, yeah.
Can I just say something?
Yeah, definitely.
So, as we all know, for anyone who doesn't know out there, had my knee done on Tuesday. It was a bit of a clean out.
Yep.
While I was sitting in there, this gets into a bit of metal talk, what we're just about to get into.
Yep.
And I had to message Simmo straight away.
Yeah.
Because it was a quick 30-second little clip of Kerry King in a little interview. He didn't give much away. He just said...
Was that the metal injection one?
Could have been. Yep. It was something to do, like, it was over in America. He was doing it.
Yeah, okay. I think it's popped up in my feed. I've just been meaning to get around to watching it.
It didn't show the whole clip. It only showed part of it.
Yep.
But he says, we've got a couple of shows in Mexico in November, and then we'll be coming to Australia in December. And straight away that intrigued my interest, and I thought this is going to intrigue yours.
Yeah.
But also, too...
Slayer for life.
He didn't say whether it was Slayer or whether it was his own band, Kerry King.
Yeah, okay. Which I'm a fan of both.
But as I found out later on, if the whole video is available to see before, and he says Kerry King. So for all those rumours that have been about good things for coming up, they're the rumoured good things headline.
So we could possibly see the Kerry King band
at Good Things. That's the one who Good Things want.
But then also...
But there's also the rumours for Slayer themselves to come to Knotfest.
Oh, toss up.
So...
You know, like... How do I play my cards close to my chest?
That's only rumoured. There's no actual given away.
There's not really much confirmation on that one.
Where he actually gave away that they're coming to Australia in December.
Yep.
Which is when Good Things is too, for a week and a half. So that's pretty much a good thing that Kerry King is coming to Australia first with the Kerry King solo band.
Well, I know I would be at one, if not both of those. So... but do I play my cards close to my chest to try and see Slayer as a Knotfest, annual Knotfest goer? Like every year I've went to Knotfest since it started in Australia.
It's hard too because like Knotfest does try to have that sort of, they want that big act that's sort of going to get everyone. Pantera essentially was this year.
Yeah.
The first one, Slipknot, but now Slipknot's going to come back and
big anniversary show.
But that's because it's 25 years.
Yeah.
But in saying that too, it'll be Slayer's 40. So, 40-year anniversary.
Yeah.
So, that's someone who they're going to think of... They say they're trying hard to get them.
Yep.
But I think there's a lot of things going on between bass player Tom Araya and Kerry King. Kerry King apparently is open to the idea of Slayer.
And I have heard that there are some Slayer dates that are going to happen in America.
And
as indefinite, indefinitely happening.
There's a couple next year for festivals in Europe that they've already been booked to do.
Yeah.
So that's where this whole rumour of them playing Knotfest next year is coming from.
Wow.
So,
well, what a way to kick off the metal news, eh? I reckon that's a good one. So I think I'll be keeping my ear very close to the ground for that.
Same, man.
And playing my cards close to my chest. Like, look, if Kerry King's dates do come up on Good Things, I'd have a really good look at that Good Things lineup and consider it.
I'd have a red hot crack.
But I've also heard a slight... This is just a slight, like, humming. Because I was at work at one point. And I mentioned, I'm holding out for Judas Priest to come to Australia. And my mate Red Foley from work, you know who you are, brother.
Cheers.
Shout out to Red. He goes to me. And he does a lot of shows in Sydney and that for all the metal shows like Sleep Token and Machine Head. So he goes to me on the side, he goes, well, I would just keep your ears close to the ground for that one for Knotfest. Judas Priest.
So essentially that could be your three headliners.
Yeah, Judas Priest and then Slayer and then you got your Slipknot anniversary.
You got three different styles of metal there.
Yeah.
Like Slayer, your old thrash metal.
Yep.
Slayer, your 80s metal, which is...
Yep. And then Judas Priest is like your old school original new wave of British heavy metal style. Even power metal. So, but Judas Priest are just legends of the game.
They are.
They are pushing 50 years this year.
And still doing...
And Rob Halford is like 72 years old and still like singing like a banshee. So that's awesome.
He's still belting it out like he was back 30, 40 years ago.
Yeah.
And credit to your Judas Priest.
Yeah. Credit to Rob Halford, the metal god. All right, so I think we've kicked off the metal news now.
Fantastic.
So we'll just keep moving on into the metal news. Something I wanted to talk about was I had a really good listen over the last 2 weeks. Was the new King 810 EP. So
you've just showed me some.
Yeah,
nice,
interesting band, eh?
And very interesting, very different, like. Still that heavy style, but I wasn't expecting...
But it's got a hard edge to it, eh?
I wasn't expecting the whole gang aspect of what he actually exposed to me was like, I was like, wow, actually, they're an actual gang.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Like literal criminals, criminal organisation.
Murders, gang-related, breaking enters.
Breaking enters, all of that stuff.
Like what you said... There's probably a reason
robbery,
why the band is interchangeable because, like we said, there might be old mates in jail. Oh, we can't use him right now. We need a different drummer.
Yeah, exactly. So,
that's just brutal.
Very, very interesting. But what I like with their new EP is they took a bit more of a corn approach. They've taken a new metal approach. With their first two albums, it was almost a Slipknot sort of approach. Very brutal and very, like there's some parts...
In your face.
Where he's, like, talking about pure crime. And... You don't know how to take those lyrics. Are they fictional? Is it a gimmick? And you know what? In a podcast, I heard David Gunn talking in with Gaza from Suicide Silence. He said that basically with that band, there is so many different aspects of, like, they've got the gang element, they've got the occult element, because there's some black magic and stuff involved with that band, and then they've also been questioned a lot about, is it a gimmick? Is it all just, like, for show?
So people think they're, like, literally taking the piss.
Yeah, people think they're taking the piss, but over the last 10 years, with this band, the true colours have showed where people are like, oh, well, can we get this band booked for Australia? Can we get this band booked for... And they're like...
No, we can't. He's in jail. Or he's dead.
Or they've got court dates, so they can't leave their country. They can only tour within their own own realm.
Never heard of a band like that. Ever.
Yeah, so very intense, but what I liked about the new EP is they take a bit more of a nu metal approach rather than the brutal, visceral approach. It's more of a rock album.
That one you just showed me, I got a very big sort of like Corn.
Yep.
From that newest song you just showed us. And also, I got a bit of a hate breed the way he sort of...
Yeah, he presents himself in that same sort of powerful way that Juster does.
But at the same time, sort of like spoken words, like you said before.
Yeah.
So that was interesting to listen.
Yeah, he really does spoken word, yeah.
Compared to that first one, which was that Kill 'Em All.
Yep.
I was like, listen, I'm like, and like you said, you don't know how to take the lyrics and that sometimes. I'm listening, I'm like, wow, that's really in your face.
Yeah.
And the music is in your face
when
too.
they first came out, they were actually more in your face, and I think they've started to settle into the music industry now. Like even I've seen David Gunn do interviews in the past where he's a little bit condescending. Like he'll call people nerds and stuff like that, you know. Okay. Because he lives a different life than them. He's lived a life where, one of his brothers died on the weekend in a shootout, and he's got to go to the funeral on Monday. You know,
we're all worrying about what are we going to eat tomorrow.
Or we're worried about putting our nerdy little YouTube video up and when we're going to get our upload done. You know,
but he's worrying about who's being killed or what. That's
or he's worried about back home. So a big thing with King 810 that I'll bring up. This is really cool. They do a big support program in their own town because their own town of Flint, Michigan has a massive water problem. Okay. Now, all of the water in Flint, Michigan is like literally fucked. Like it's like actual poison. Like there's lead in the water. Something happened and mercury got into the natural water supply. So,
the only thing I've heard about Flint, Michigan is from a movie called Semi-Pro, which was Will Ferrell. Where they play for... It's funny, but it's... Oh, sorry.
You're right, because what Flint, Michigan actually is in the modern day is it's a part of Chirac.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and it's sort of like part of the Midwest crime zone. So it's parts of... It's the hot zone where, at 4 p.m. in the afternoon, there's fellas shooting guns at each other across the street.
Wow.
And like full shootouts happening in the middle of town and stuff. Wow. So, that's Flint, Michigan for you, right? And then also nearly every second house is abandoned. So there's like a massive housing crisis. So like all the houses that do stand are all these like dilapidated houses that no one can live in.
Yeah.
So even one of their first albums, they show one of those dilapidated houses on the front of their album. And it's to make a point that even in their documentary, as he goes down the street for in the King 810 documentary, he's like, see, that house, no one can live in them. And it's like, because there's big like trees growing through the middle of the house and vines, and the house is just unsafe to be lived in. So, so anyway, in Flint, Michigan, they've got a massive water problem. And King 810 actually wrote a song called Do Not Drink the Water. That's the actual song that's on King 810's music profiles. If you want to check it out, I'll put the links for that. And it's called Do Not Drink the Water. Okay. And all of the proceeds for that song went to massive amounts of bottled water being issued back to the townspeople.
Shipped in so they can have something to drink.
Yeah, so they can have something to drink. And King 810 was a big part of that.
So wow, there's this whole like crime side to them, but yet there's this whole...
Because they care about...
give back.
Yeah, and they care about their town. And
cool.
So it's really interesting. A lot of their music really does talk about Flint and what it's like to live in Flint. Yeah. So
I don't think it'd be a place where I'd actually like to live.
Even from some of the documentaries, like when he's driving downtown and stuff, it's just a very overgrown area, and it has a lot of very long roads where it's just one road for miles and miles and miles with houses down each side and then strip malls, but there's no turn to the right to go further down.
It's just one road.
It's just one road with all these houses along, and some of the houses are livable but some of them aren't. I
think it'd be a lot too, like how you said, like how you said before, their lyrics are sort of in your face in their music. I think Flint, Michigan itself would be a very in your face.
That's the thing. I think the attitude of the town.
That's the sort of thing I would pick up, which I'm the complete opposite for that.
No, we are.
I'm the complete opposite.
Yeah, no, that's it. Like, you know, I grew up in a great home with parents who loved me and stuff like that, where David Gunn even talks about at one point he actually spent half of his life as an orphan. Wow. So he lived with friends and stuff like that on the street as a street kid.
Wow.
Yeah, so crazy stuff like that. Completely different life. If you get a chance,
I'm gonna watch that 7-part.
Yeah, and then I'll even send you their documentary that really goes into the history of Flint, and the water stuff that they did, and all of the helping of their own town and that. It's a whole documentary. It goes for about an hour.
Awesome to like check out. I'd be checking that out.
Yeah, and they're actually quite a well-renowned band now in the metal scene. Although I've sort of mentioned them to you, and it's new to you, which I love too, because I love showing people new music that they haven't seen before. Definitely. But it's something I've been following for 10 years. And honestly, in 2014, when I was listening to them, I was like, oh, this is like really gnarly. It's very intense. But how long can it last? And I really didn't think
to see the evolution and how they evolved.
Well, the big thing that I thought was them being with the criminal life that they've lived.
How long would they last?
How long is this band even going to last? How long is it even going to be able to tour for? But they have stuck around, and now they're getting to the point where it's like King 810 with Korn opening.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and stuff like that. So
that's very interesting.
Yeah, so they're coming up the ladder, and they're a very awesome, interesting band. And I think we have talked about King 810 for a fair while now, so let's move on. I want to talk about this Tenacious D, Tenacity.
Oh, man. That, I didn't believe it. Like, I was sitting at home, like, you were obviously at the I was getting things all day.
So I work event crewing, and I was with my boys from Down Under crewing, and we were setting up that show. So I actually worked the behind the scenes for that.
Like 5 o'clock in the arvo. Like I'd been talking about it to my mum. That day earlier, and I'm like, I was pissed because I had a mate in my band, Firefish, Ben. Shout out to you. He had tickets to go. So they were all getting ready to go and all this, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, my mum texts me and she's like, I think they've cancelled that Tenacious D concert. And I was like, yeah, nothing's on the net yet, Mum. I said, it's probably just all talk. And then within 5 minutes, it was honestly 5 minutes, I was getting all these things on Facebook or on my feed going, it's all cancelled, and they wouldn't give a reason why. But as you find out the night before,
Kyle Gass said some probably things that were misconstrued or not taken.
I wouldn't even call it misconstrued. The words were, but he said it as a joke. It was
not to mention the whole crowd laughed.
Don't miss Trump next time.
Yeah,
that was the joke.
Yeah,
even Jack Black and all that, they laughed.
Yeah,
but obviously some politician or some big wig in Australia didn't like the fact that he said that.
Yeah, there was something with it. I heard something about the Australian United Party or something.
And he got back to it, and got back to America, and they got deported from Australia. Yeah, that's the first time I've ever heard of a band.
So was there deportation?
They were deported. They were told to
go. Okay, wow. Because I put some stuff up mentioning that, and then some friends of mine were like, "Simmo, they haven't been deported. No, they were just cancelled."
The threatening of deportation, like they were threatening to be deported if they did not.
Can I just say, all right? If I'm working a show and I'm backstage and you see some footage of me setting up the big devil awesome. And all of that stuff, right? But if you see me doing this,
there was no show.
Don't think that Simmo knows anything.
No,
everyone was messaging me, bro, like, "What's going on, Simmo? Simmo, can this be changed, Simmo? This is very unfair, Simmo." And I'm like,
it's not his fault,
dude. I just pushed the boxes into the building. You know, I just make sure that the light truss comes in.
I just pushed a box. I haven't even seen Jack Black.
I have nothing to do with Jack Black and Kyle Gass. So yeah, next time, guys, if a show gets cancelled and you know that I'm working it, just know that I have...
He may not know.
I have no idea, but I'll tell you how it went for me. So I went in, I worked for the morning, and then what the go was I was going to be working of the evening, and then I found out that by the time I got home, it was like, oh, can you get back to work? Like right now? And I was like, oh. Well, what it turned out was the wife was working till 8 o'clock at night. So I actually was with the kids at that point, and I couldn't get back to work. So I would have went in to pack away at 10 o'clock at night, which would have been fine because the wife would have been home from work by then. But yeah, the way it panned out was just not the way I wanted it to.
And just something else, like to know that Sydney show the night before could be the last time anyone hears of Tenacious D.
Yeah, or
they've said all their
creative plans are on hold. Like, does that mean Jack Black is like, sorry, dude, I'm Hollywood, and I cannot be associated with you anymore, KG.
Well, that's what I don't get too. Like, that's sort of like, okay, like we obviously say things here and there that get misconstrued, or you don't like the other person doesn't like it. But I said that's essentially throwing your bandmate under the bus.
Yeah,
like not. I don't know. That's just how I took it. Like,
yeah, I sort of took it that way a little bit myself.
Like, I'm gonna say this as of Tenacious D, but I'm gonna say it more as Jack Black.
Yeah.
To cover my own ass.
Yeah, well, he's got some big movies coming up. That's
why he's done it. Because he's got a couple of real big movies coming up.
Like he's going to be in the new Borderlands movie soon.
Yep. So yeah.
And he's a big voice actor now too, like Kung Fu Panda.
Sort of stuff.
Well, even with the Borderlands, Jack Black is supposed to be going to be the robot.
Yeah.
So you won't even see Jack Black; you'll just hear Jack Black.
If there's a sequel to that Super Mario,
he'll be Bowser again
as well. So there you go. Like, I don't know. I just found it was a bit sort of like.
So what I'll do is at the end, I'll chuck on some shots of me inflating the big devil. There you go.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'll chuck those shots in of me inflating the big devil. That was cool. We got to inflate the big devil. We got everything set up, man.
That's it.
That was what was horrible. Like to the point where we even had the punter barriers set up. We had the whole show. All the back line was on the stage. The drums, the guitars, everything was out.
Would you not the track? Would you just not? Oh, okay. Everything's set up. We're just going to play the Newcastle show. Bugger it.
Yeah.
Everything's set up.
But you know what? Whatever it is, at the end of the day, government is king, isn't it?
Like, I've never seen even it's not even like a big party in Australia. Like, it's not one of the big parties.
No.
It was, and it's like to say that they sort of have so much power or so much hold.
Well, I'll tell you what, it lost me 4 hours work, so good on yous. Anyway, alright, so that's the Tenacious D tenacity. I don't even know if there'll ever be another Tenacious D album ever again now.
Well, creative plans on hold.
All creative plans on hold. Jack Black probably saying, sorry, KG.
And you got to think too.
You messed up, man.
With him being 62 now.
Yeah.
That really does. He's not.
Yeah.
And
you know, how many more albums has that band got in them, you know?
They may have had one more album.
Yeah.
They would have done it. But yeah.
So, yeah. Alright.
Only time will tell.
Well, either way, it could have been something awesome, and you know, but whatever. All I got to say is, KG, what the hell were you thinking, man?
No more Pick of Destiny now.
No more Pick of Destiny.
They haven't got it.
Alright, so let's move on to something a bit happier. It's something a bit more positive.
Yeah.
Alright, so first off, I am stealing a bit of news here, so I'll admit that. Because I want to shout out to Brian Storm from the Rock Feed in the USA. I watch the Rock Feed all the time, and I listen to the Rock Feed podcast. And what I heard was a really interesting podcast between Brian Storm and Stephen Carpenter of the Deftones.
Nice.
And Stephen Carpenter, the guitarist of the Deftones, was mentioning how on the Deftones YouTube channel, he done several guitar playthroughs.
Okay.
They were overwhelmingly successful. Like, some of them have more views than the band's video clips.
Oh, wow.
So he's like, wow, like, people really dig this.
People want to know what he's got.
And he's sitting there with a lot of really nice, expensive gear in the background that we all want to have a little gaze at.
People want to know about that stuff.
Yeah, and the guy's playing like 8-string guitars and stuff like that, but really beautiful, like Telecaster-shaped ones and stuff like that.
That one in the video you showed me, really nice.
Beautiful really guitar, 8-string guitar, but beautiful.
Looked like the ocean. Look, that wavy feel.
But it had a bit of a telly look to it. Yeah. So what I wanted to just bring up is, and I hope, shout out to Stephen Carpenter on YouTube, because he mentioned that he might possibly be making a Stephen Carpenter guitar YouTube-based channel.
Nice.
I would tune into that every week.
Yeah, I'd tune in just to see what he's got.
Yeah, man.
How many guitars has he got?
I'm a big Deftones fan. Kyle's a big Deftones fan. So, although we have our different flavours, sometimes we find a band like that we both really enjoy.
Bands we really do dig.
We both really enjoy Tool and A Perfect Circle.
Slayer. We both like Slayer.
But we both like the thrash and stuff as well, yeah. So, Stephen Carpenter doing a guitar-based channel, I think could be just a really awesome thing for the Deftones and for... Well, what I also sort of took from the podcast was Stephen Carpenter actually has a lot of trouble flying on planes.
Okay.
So there's actually a guy who does a lot of the Deftones stuff live.
Yep.
And then he stays at home and he just records the albums and does lots of the writing and stuff like that. So he's not really touring with the Deftones all the time, but he's got time to be doing things like a YouTube channel where he can show off all of his guitar stuff and he can do...
That's really... I never knew that. That's really interesting. Wow.
Well, even when I was sitting there on the train on the way to TAFE, listening to the podcast, my ears sort of pricked up. I'm like, what's this? Oh, the man doesn't really tour. He used to tour.
Yeah.
But something after the late 2000s going into the 2010s.
Yeah, okay.
And apparently it had a lot to do with his life too, and having his wife and his kids and but it also came down to apparently he has a bit of a trouble with planes.
Okay.
Like getting on a plane is just like horrendous to ask him to do that.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't they have a past member pass away? Was it them?
Yes, I think they did. I think it was
CHI Zero or whatever.
It's not Chino, because Chino is the singer and he's still around.
The bass.
It might have been the bass player.
I think it was the original bass player.
Someone from Deftones has passed away in the last 10 years.
I do remember it, and it's actually called My Big Book of Metal. And Deftones are in that book.
Yep.
Because it relates from the 80s through to... 70s through to 2000, whatever.
Yep.
And it's called The Big Book of Metal.
Yep.
And it has Deftones, and it mentions one of the members passing away.
Yeah, so they've had to deal with stuff like that.
Around the same time as Drowning Pool, their original singer.
Okay, yep, alright.
Everyone remembers when he passed away. Anyone who's a fan of Bodies, the guy who was a singer.
Dave Williams, R.I.P. for life.
So
legend.
Yeah, around that sort of time, apparently it was when I heard that actually intrigued my interest.
Yeah, I'll look that up a little bit more. We might talk about that in the next episode.
I can't exactly remember, but I do think they're the past member.
Yeah. But there is something about Stephen Carpenter being able to be at home and have a lot of time to do stuff like a YouTube channel. Although he's still in Deftones, he still writes, he records every album with them.
Yeah.
But apparently they've got another guy who goes on tour with them and does the stuff that he does.
Wow, it's like...
Yeah, but he also teaches the guy exactly what to do before he goes out and does it. Yeah.
That'd be like like me sitting at home for 5 years. I'm not touring bucket of this. Sort
Yeah,
of stuff.
but I'll write these
this
albums.
stuff. You play it. You can go to. I'd go and.
He's like, that'd be
must
actually
be
a dream
fear.
job. Yeah.
Must be a mass fear of playing.
Yeah, and
because
well,
to be able to do that.
apparently, because in the podcast, even Brian Storm was like, yeah, I hate planes too, man. Like, I get that. Like, yeah.
I get that that's easy, but it's also good too on Deftones being like, okay, yeah, cool, we can accommodate that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of bands wouldn't accommodate that.
No, a lot of bands wouldn't.
They'd be like, too bad, so sad, we're going to get such and such.
Yeah.
To come in and we're not going to accommodate you. You don't want to tour? Yeah, it's too bad, so sad. But Deftones being around as long as they have been.
Yeah.
Still a big force in music industry, I would
Yeah.
say. Not so much metal, but in the hard rock scene now.
Yeah.
More.
Yeah, definitely.
They were very, very metally when they first come out, but they sort of slipped into that sort of progressive.
They do have a prog sort of thing going on these days. I find that. The No One Koi album.
Yep.
Yeah, from 2012. That's a great one.
I do like that.
Yeah, and that's where they started touching on that prog sort of stuff. So
it's like they touched and they didn't sort of like go back into their real heavy sort of side. They sort of stayed in that real progressive metal.
Yeah.
We can still do metal, but we choose more progressive side, which is fine.
That's where I think, like, even though he's playing an 8-string guitar, he's playing it differently than most guys would play one.
Definitely.
He's playing it really cool, man. It's just some cool stuff he's doing, hey? Like,
so much you can do, like...
Yeah. Well, you're getting a whole heap of extra notes.
Yeah, it opens that whole section up.
Yep.
Having those extra 2 strings.
Yep. Yeah. So Stephen Carpenter possibly coming to YouTube. If he does start a YouTube channel, we're all following that. I expect you all to go check that out. So definitely check that out, guys. And I will be keeping my ear close to the ground because Stephen also mentioned in the interview that there will be new Deftones stuff on the way very soon.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, so they did an album in 2020 called Ohms, and he's like, I've been working on stuff, man. Like, this stuff, and it's coming.
You would have thought, with it being, because that was big in like COVID time.
Yeah.
Pump a few things out. I sort of thought there was a few bands I thought.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, Deftones
come on, really, tour, pump some shit out.
Deftones has really underwent a big resurgence in their popularity. So, funnily enough, it's their biggest fan base at the moment is 13-year-old TikTok girls.
Wow.
No joke. No, this is full on, right? Wow. To the point where I was
scary.
I went to a friend of mine's house and his 12-year-old daughter was wearing a Deftones shirt. And then another time, I was walking down the street.
That 12-year-old girl names 3 Deftones songs.
I wonder.
Because they usually they wear the stuff, but they can't name a song. That's the part that gets me.
Something about these TikTok videos and the way Chino sings all sexy like. Yeah, these chicks eat that up.
You could. I have always thought it did give off the whole.
Like if you, it does. Change in the House of Flies is essentially like a porn song. Like it's a guy high on coke singing about sexual references. So I don't know, but either way, the big resurgence.
It's a bit scary that the kids have actually got on.
Yeah, that's what the TikTok girls are loving.
This is the new thing these days.
But no joke, I was walking down the street a couple of weeks ago, and another young chick just walks past in a Deftones around the fur shirt. But then another time, I'm walking down the street, and I was walking through Stockland Mall, and there's another chick with a white pony shirt on. But it's
White Pony.
Yeah.
Of all ones.
Yeah.
Come on.
The best album. But
that was a great
but they're getting a big resurgence in young people are really picking up on Deftones. Finn McKenty from the Punk Rock NBA. Shout out to Finn. He done a whole video on the fact that this band is getting a resurgence, but on TikTok. and all of these young girls are doing mime lip sync videos to Chino's lyrics. And they're doing the whole change in the House of Flies sort of thing, right? Or they're doing the screaming parts for Shove It. So it's really cool. They're great songs, right? And they're a great band, and I love Deftones. It's my music that I listen to when I want to chill out, because I listen to a lot of Alex Terrible, I listen to a lot of deathcore, I listen to a lot of really hard edge stuff. Like I showed you the King 810 stuff. That's just like everyday shit for me, but Deftones is me honestly turning the volume down to about 6. It's just chilling out. Just lay back, listen to Chino sing. Sometimes he'll do some little screamy parts, but essentially he'll just sing his heart out. So that's really cool. Man. Alright, so sort of moving to the end of our metal news now. I just want to pass it over to Kyle, because he's the man who knows all about the new Grinspoon song and the new album on the way.
I know some of it, but as everyone knows, like Unknown Pretenders come out first.
We talked about that in another episode.
Well, just recently, I think in the last week or two, they've actually brought out another single to go on top of that. Called Whatever. No, sorry. Whatever is the name of the album that's coming out. The name of the new single is Never Say Never.
Never Say Never. I like that.
And both two songs, they're like these. Both of these two singles that they brought out, they're back to their old school. Which are
like reminds me of like Ready One and stuff like that.
Well, like the song More Than You Are, which was a 3.5 minute song.
Haven't we all played that one as a cover at one point or another?
Yes.
I remember playing that as a cover.
This song is very much in that same vein, where it's the guitar drops out in the verses, and it's the bass and the vocals and the drums. Very much similar to More Than You Are. It's very...
I like that.
But it's...
I'm going to have to pump this one tonight, actually.
But it's only just on 3 minutes long, so it's not a long song. It's got a bit of a catchy like chorus to it. Little bit of a breakdown section at the end, but there's more choruses, like it ends on a chorus as well. It's just old school Grinspoon doing what they did. That's old school Grinspoon, but recorded with nowadays stuff. That's just like, and don't get me wrong, great song. I do prefer the first single. But I could listen to both. It's not something I actually had it on yesterday, just listening to it. But
cool.
So it's now on my Spotify playlist.
And when the last time I seen them live was that Cambridge show. Now I
would have been the end of the Cambridge.
Well, it was the end of the Cambridge, and I was working that. Now what I got to do, I've still got some footage in my phone. I'll see if I can dig it up. Is I got called into work to pack that show up, but I got down to work probably a whole hour early.
Nice.
And I got to roll in, and they wristbanded me up, and I just stood there and watched the whole set.
That's awesome.
So that was really cool. That was one of the jobs where sometimes people ask me, do you get to watch the show, Simmo? Not all the time. No, I don't get to watch the show all the time.
Doing what you
But if I'm lucky, things like moments like that, my boss for that night was like, man, if you get there a bit earlier,
but everyone just thinks,
wristband you.
Because you're there, you're loading in, everyone just thinks, you must get to watch it. No, I've done it before, you don't. And if you're lucky, I was only lucky that night, and I was sort of told, if you rock up a bit early, man, you can come in. That's it.
So I rocked up a bit early for work.
It's not as glamorous as they make out, people.
I was still a punter. Like, I didn't get any special treatment side of the stage or anything. I was still a punter. I'm there with my work backpack on and my high vis, and just yeah, bro, rock and roll. So but they're coming to the bar on the hill, so we'll see if we can go.
It's uni night on Tuesday 29th.
Hey, if anyone's got anything to do with that one, please let me and Cole know. We would love to go, and hey, if you can get us on the door, we'll do a whole episode on it.
Even interview them, that'd be awesome. That would be awesome.
Let's see.
That would be cool.
Put
the name to that one.
Oh wow.
That would be a bit sort of. Hang on. We need to take a bit of a sit down for this one.
That's it.
It'll be a bit of a sit down lesson.
Yeah, no, that's all right. I could do it. I'd love it. It's
be
awesome.
It would be awesome.
Yeah.
Just putting that out there.
All right, so I think that brings us to the end of the metal news, and we're going to move on to a few subjects of some of the shows that I've seen recently, and
What you've been up to.
yeah, what I've been up to and what you've been up to. So cool. All right, so we are going to move on to just talking about what we've been up to and some of the shows and some of the gigs. So one of the next ones after James Rain, because we went to the James Rain show.
Yes, we did.
That was great. But one of the next ones I went to was Spy v Spy.
I didn't get there, sorry.
No, that's okay. So that was one where I'm really good friends with Cliffy, the drummer. And he also told me something really cool that night. I actually seen my TAFE teacher, Lee Rolfe, there. Shout out to Lee. And Cliffy goes, yeah, we're recording next week. And I said, oh, where are you recording at? And he goes, at the TAFE. And I said, oh, I miss that room. I love that room. Oh, I can't wait to get back there. So even later on, just last week, I'm scrolling and there's the pictures of Cliffy and Spy v Spy working on the songs at the TAFE with Lee. So
new Spy v Spy coming soon. Okay.
yeah, cool. so Spy v Spy is Cliffy Griggs' incarnation of v Spy v Spy. But Cliffy's got Spy v Spy. Cliffy Griggs Spy v Spy. Fantastic show that night. They were so tight, man. Cliffy looks like he's having so much fun while he's drumming. He's just big smile like Nico from Iron Maiden. You know, like one of those drummers that's like...
It was the videos you were putting up, he did look like he was having fun.
He's just having the time of his life. And Dave Romeo, who is the guitarist, he is amazing. Shout out to Dave. Wow. I just love how he can match that guitar tone from back in the 80s. And he's got that tone. And
it's a good skill.
I hate to say that I forget the singer and bass player's name because he was amazing. But just shout out to the singer bass player because that guy was singing from his heart. I will remember your name soon, brother. Sorry. But
it happens.
Yeah, it happens. But I'm starting to be a part of the Spy v Spy family. So thanks for welcoming me in, guys. And I love coming to your shows. I'm going to come to many more. My favourite song is, I think, everyone's favourite song by Spy v Spy, which is Don't Tear It Down.
Okay.
It's their most well-known song. Even when you go on their music, on Apple Music and that's the number one song.
Nice.
Don't tear it down. And the whole song is sort of singing about old buildings around Newcastle.
Right.
And don't tear them down. Which they ended up doing. Places like the Palais and that are now a KFC now.
Look at Cambridge.
Yeah. Although...
there is talk.
Yeah.
They want the Cambridge to come back.
Yeah.
But
what they're doing at King Street is pretty awesome.
That is awesome.
Yeah, so...
I've been there this year. I saw COG earlier this year.
What a building. Like, it's got all these layers.
It's different.
Yeah.
Like, you're walking off the street, come down the steps, the little alleyway near past the toilets, and that's sort of out the front where you have they have a DJ on.
Yeah.
And then you go into the back room, which is the band room.
Yep.
And you can either go downstairs or you can go to the lookout, which is upstairs.
Yeah, and then even upstairs there's bands playing upstairs as well.
Yeah, which is...
yeah. Bonus bands.
And
so
very small.
Very
intimate. That's how I like. But in saying that, it's not very wide, but it's long.
Yeah. I found it was like amazing there. We'll talk about that one more when I talk about the Magic Dirt show. But at Spy v Spy was amazing. The Hemo puts on a great show all the time.
Yep. And
I just want to give full credit to full credit. Because they're up and coming on the scene.
Yep.
They got their merch. But I asked Chook, their guitarist, I'm like, recordings? Like, what's happening? And he's like, we are working on it.
Nice.
So they're working hard to get that happening.
So they played they supported Spy v Spy.
They supported Spy v Spy, but they also supported Avalanche.
They supported Avalanche. That's where we saw.
We keep seeing this band around the scene, and I've got my eye on them.
And I like, as you said before, like I got a different feel for it. But they were very prog rock. That's what drew me to them.
Yep, that's what draws me to them too. And
still have that fast thrashy side,
and also a bit of a punk rock sort of vibe, or a pop punk sort of vibe. But then mix it with really technical guitar solos. Some of the songs.
Big Foo Fighters. That's how I did. Just the way that they can be rock and roll 1 minute.
Yep.
And then they can slip back into that rock. Yeah.
Touch on metal.
Yeah.
And then, but then also that punk side, that pop punk side.
But no, very, very good band. Very loud band. I remember them at the... I don't know what they were like at Spy.
Oh, they were loud at Spy v Spy too.
I know in Avalanche in that room... they were loud, but they were good as well at the same time. They were different.
So they were fantastic at Spy v Spy as the opener. There was another band called Imaginary Things as well.
I've seen them before.
Yeah,
they're not too bad. I've seen them.
Yeah, they're groovy. I keep coming back to the word groovy because I sort of got like
they're like an 80s
punk
rock.
But
80s pop rock.
But they remind me of stuff like Killing Joke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that weird sort of niche where it's in between goth, but it's in between punk rock, and it's no one is quite sure what kind of band they are. Like
I keep getting the thing of whenever I see them or any.
But if you're a band that's not easily labelled, I think that's a good thing.
I get Imaginary Things. I always think of it. I don't know why. For some reason, they got a few songs they sort of slip into that sort of Simple Minds category, which is just that pop rock. And it's like and I don't know why, but it just does. It just comes across. But it's still, like you said, very groovy. But they're not heavy, but they're very just groove rock. That's the best one.
Yeah. So they're really interesting, and I just want to say thanks to Big Apache for that one. That was a great night out. Got to catch up with my main man Aaron, and even got to catch up with Tim from Herd Immunity. Definitely got a Herd Immunity EP review coming up soon.
Ooh, nice.
I promised that to the band. I'll probably just fly that one solo. I'll do that as a quick 20-minute afternoon video. Either way, I said to Tim, definitely going to do a review because the third track on their album is my favourite song on that album.
Yeah, cool.
And so I really want to talk about that and just dig into that EP a bit more.
Nice.
So yeah, and Herd Immunity, we might even have those guys on here eventually. I was also talking to Cliffy from Spy v Spy.
He said he wants to come
on.
on.
Cliffy would love to come on eventually, so we'll do that in the future. I think some of that stuff, I'm just going to put it out here right now, is more probably going to come next year.
Yeah.
As I'm working on my filming skills and my skills at TAFE for doing all of this YouTube work. So I think, like I said, some of it's going to slow down over the next month.
We do a lot of our stuff which is sort of by ear.
Yeah.
On the fly.
Yeah, and we sort of write out a basic script for what we're going to do tonight, but we also, a lot of this is just natural chat.
Unless someone comes to us essentially the guys from Avalanche.
Yeah, when those big ones sort of hit you up, it's hard to say no to, eh? Instantly.
They actually did it and they were sort of they wanted it, I think it was Big Apache, they wanted it sort of hey, do this, guys. Yep.
Yes, and it was
cool.
It was really fun, and I got experience with my first ever reaction video. We might have to do a reaction video to King 810 or something.
Dude,
we could do a few of those,
or a new Kerry King, something with Kerry King, or something different like that.
Yeah,
I don't know, or even
I've got the skill of doing that now, picture in picture.
We could even do it where if there's a rock one that you haven't heard of, and I go, hey, do this, I'm opening your mind and you do the same
that's
to me.
right, yeah.
Something different.
Yeah, we can trade music and react back and forth.
What do you think of this?
Yeah.
See if we can blow each other's minds. That would be different.
So yeah, I'm going to try and get Cliffy on soon. by next year. Going to try and get full credit on.
Yep.
By sometime next year.
And all then, the other ones that have been mentioned too.
We're working on it.
We are coming.
We're coming. We're getting to it. So, yeah, I'll throw it over to you for a sec, bro. I think there was something you wanted to mention there.
Yeah, so that same weekend where you are going to talk about Jebediah and Magic Dirt.
Oh, yeah, so just last weekend when I went out. Yep.
So Mammal
that was
played,
great at King Street.
Mammal played their Sydney show, which I was going to try and get to, but for obvious reasons, my wife went away for the weekend.
Yeah.
I was left with the little fella.
Yeah.
I'm stuck.
Yeah.
Even Simmo texted me and said, hey, you want a +1 at the door, which I was cool. Aaron actually.
Yeah.
Wow, okay, this is cool.
Yeah, so thanks for that, Aaron.
Thanks, dude.
Kyle was stuck at home with the little fella.
Sorry, guys. But
yeah.
I did check out because it kept coming on my feed because you start being friends with people on Facebook and stuff like that. And Ezekiel's stuff for Mammal started coming up.
Yeah.
Because they were playing that night. And one hell of a set did they play.
Yeah, so you watched some of that set online.
I watched some of it online, some of their new
songs. I want
songs,
you to share that to me.
Keanu
Man, I want to see Keanu Reeves live.
So they didn't... I'll have to get it off his page, which was on there. But yeah, someone had put up a video of, like, it was 30 seconds of Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
And penny dropped. Holy God, the penny dropped on that one live.
Yeah, wow.
It sounded thick.
Yeah,
thick
really
and heavy.
Yeah, mad.
They do have that.
I need to get myself to a live Mammal show.
They do. Yeah, that would be awesome.
Mm.
They do have this tendency to be like, they are very degent.
Yeah,
in their music.
Yeah, they got that gent
so
style. Yeah.
When that's played live, it's really upped. Like, it's not so much any more heavy, but it's louder.
Yeah.
And everything's just more full.
Yeah.
And it was full, alright. I was like, gee, that would have been good to be at this concert. It would have been awesome. Which was at the Metro.
Rad.
Their next gig is Friday coming up on the Friday 2nd of August.
Yeah.
But it's Victoria, which is...
Yeah, okay.
They only had 4 shows on this tour.
Ezekiel, come to Newcastle. Make it even cooler, man. Newcastle.
Just pay the tickets and fly us to the show. We'll come.
Yeah, we'll come. We'll do a whole episode on it.
That would be awesome.
Oh, dude, we do want to see you live, dude.
We have to get out and see you.
Oh, yeah, we have to get out and see you. Yep. And I will say I have been listening to that song a lot more lately, and I've been listening to Penny Drop a fair bit in the car. And I have really come around to their guitarist style. Like,
oh, man.
Because I'm a guitarist and I'm listening to what this dude's doing, and I'm like, yeah, Ezekiel's rad, but listen to this guitarist, man. Then the drummer, to be... the whole band is just wild.
They've come from a form of 2 bands before. So
yeah, okay.
Everyone remembers Dead Letter Circus.
Yeah.
So Dead Letter Circus'
I've
drummer...
got a few of their albums from back in the day.
Dead Letter Circus's drummer, I'm pretty sure, was Mammal. Or he could have been Metallurgix.
Oh, okay.
So that was a big band back in the time. Those sort of bands formed the essence of what Mammal would be.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So
I love the spoken word stuff, and I love all of that. That's wild.
I'm pretty sure there's a connection between Metallurgix, and Mammal, which is something about the guitarist or bass player.
Oh, okay.
Come from, as you get bands swapping, changing stuff.
Yep.
Metallurgix isn't a band anymore, but you can hear the connection.
Yeah, okay.
I'll have to show you some stuff. They're very different.
Yeah, okay, cool. I want to hear some of that.
They're very different, man.
Alright, so Mammal doing a 6 show in Sydney, and I want to see the link for that. You'll have to share it to me.
I'll send it to you.
I'll put the link in the description. Alright, so moving on to the Magic Dirt and Jebediah show at King Street. So I went there last Saturday. My photographer and good friend from Sands of Time Creative Studio, Liz, she came out with us. It was a bit of a way for me to really...
Shout out to Liz.
Shout out to Liz. Bit of a way of me saying thank you for those awesome photos she did for my Jackal Crow work that I do. Because she did some really good photos.
And they were good, guys. Check them out too.
Yeah, on the Jackal Crow Facebook page. I'll put the Jackal Crow link in the description. But
how was Jebediah?
So Jebediah was that classic Aussie band, man, and they're like got the banter with the crowd, and like, you know, the singers,
Aussie rock.
yeah, and the singers even done the whole like, all right, so no one believes me when I say this, but I've got a special place in my heart for Newcastle. This is actually my favourite place to come in the whole world, and I'm like, yeah, you're just
You can
saying that.
you can tell he's bullcrap.
Yeah, but maybe he was for reals. So they were great. They were really tight, and I think the bass player is Vanessa.
Okay.
Yeah, she's been in the band forever. So I remember watching like old interviews with Jebediah on Channel V and stuff like that. And they're just like me and you, dude. They're just chill people.
I always remember Jebediah, not so much for their music. So I used to do the TAFE course that Simmo did. So my teacher at the time was Grant Walmsley.
Yeah.
Screaming Jets.
Yes, shout out to Grant.
Hates Jebediah.
Oh,
with passion.
Oh,
Just
does he
putting
now?
that up now? He hates him. Anytime someone mentioned Jebediah,
Yeah.
it was because Jebediah got big, mainly in everywhere else other than Australia, and Screaming Jets was still...
Yeah, okay.
They were big in Australia, but they never cracked it into America.
Yeah.
And Europe, well, they were good, but they couldn't sort of crack it. So we used to piss off Grant
By like say
by
Jebediah.
name dropping Jebediah until we'd eventually tell us to get out.
But yeah, no, they were tight. They had a great sound. The guitars were very crunchy and distorted, even though I don't expect them to be a very heavy band.
But you couldn't pick up the notes.
But no, it's awesome. Like that.
Okay.
All I'm saying is they had a much more scooped sound than I expected.
So
it
it was
to.
different from what you.
Well, I expected everything to sound 100% clean through the amp.
Sort of
but
poppy,
when he
yeah.
would hit that distortion pedal
Yeah.
and playing songs like Animal,
Yes, I know. Yeah.
that's a heavier song. And my animal.
So it sounded a little bit heavier live.
Yeah, it sounded heavier
cool.
live. It sounded closer to metal than anything live. Like, you know,
That's
like
awesome when you go.
So they had an extremely scooped and sort of like when he would hit that overdrive pedal. Oh my god!
You can
Like,
tell
yeah, and I really didn't expect that from Jebediah. So
Yeah.
that was really cool
that's
that they were essentially a lot heavier live than I expected them to be.
That's good.
They rocked the room. Their sound was super huge. And they like, remember when we went to James Rain, me and you were able to talk over each other? No.
You wouldn't have been able to do
Yeah,
that.
you couldn't do that at Jebediah. You couldn't hear yourself think. It was awesome. Then Magic Dirt, they were amazing too. They came out first. And when me and Liz first rocked up, that was the first band playing. They were just already into it.
Nice.
So we just like pretty much as soon as we walked through the door,
They were playing.
it was like, it's on, like
Sweet.
band on,
That's good.
band straight on. So they were awesome. They were really cool. The singer, there's one point where my favourite part of the show was they've got a heavier song that is in drop D. So she goes, brr, brr, just did this little chunky riff.
Nice.
Just to sort of show you, like, this can do this now.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, and so that was really cool. And then they went into a song that was a pretty reasonably heavy song because it was all in drop D. So it had a pretty chunky sort of feel to it.
Again, I wouldn't expect Magic Dirt to be overly sort of...
Well,
heavy,
once
but
again, they had a very scooped sound, and those amps were so distorted in a almost like so you got the rock level and then you got the metal level.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, they would have been sitting right in the middle here, like, you know, it's like really scooped. It was really heavy sound live.
Marshall amps.
Orange.
Yeah,
Orange.
okay.
Yes.
Well, that gives that whole different.
Yeah.
That gives into a different sort of reason why they sound heavier live.
Yeah.
Because that's a lot like that. Yeah.
So a lot more scooped live than I was expecting. And so then when Jebediah and Magic Dirt finished, we actually ended up scoring a bonus band. We went upstairs.
Oh, nice.
Because we were headed up to the smoking area to have a quick vape. And then we heard another band playing. So, like, we checked out the disco room first and, like, watching all the doof and, you know, or that room was packed, though. But that's where all the beautiful people were.
Yeah.
You know, like...
I just imagine.
Yeah, me, this 37-year-old dude, and, like, here's all these 19-year-olds, like, whatever. I was so out of place.
I know that feeling.
Yeah, so I was pretty out of place, but it was fine. But then I heard more, like, drum kits and more rock. And then I went to Liz, I think there's another band playing up there. And she's like, well, let's check it out. So we went up there, and then we scored an extra band called I Hate Loose Content. Have you heard of them? Yep, so female vocalist.
Yep.
The drummer does some really cool vocal stuff while he's drumming. So he's got the boom mic coming down, and he does some really cool stuff. And the guitarist is like doing some really cool jazz sort of arpeggio stuff. Three-piece band.
They played, and I'm pretty sure...
So they were great. I got my eyes out for them too.
They were one of the bands, were they very, proggy?
Yeah, it was proggy, but it also had, like, a lot of this female singer doing spoken word stuff.
Yep.
Like, she's talking at you, and then she's singing the choruses and stuff. I
have seen them before.
Yeah, they're very interesting. Like, she's got super blonde hair, like really white hair, and they were a really cool band. So that was our little like bonus for the night. And we went upstairs and we checked that band out for a whole extra half an hour.
Yeah, right.
So that was a bonus. So talking about King Street, like you got that.
What's it like upstairs? Because I've seen it, but when I saw Cog, I watched from downstairs.
Oh, okay.
I didn't go upstairs.
All right, so we didn't expect to be going up there either.
I know there's a bar.
It's a nice, really big open room where you've got like a bit of a dance floor area and then some steps that step up, and then people can just sit all along the side of the stage, sort of like at little bar stools, you know. And there's like a little like bench there.
Okay.
So
nice.
Yeah, really cool. I Hate Loose Content. Yeah. So we checked them out, and that was like a little bit of a bonus for the night. So that was cool.
Yeah, nice.
So thanks heaps, Liz, for coming out with me for that one. That was an awesome show, and we will probably have some more coming up in the future. But I will tell you, I'm actually glad this weekend I don't have one.
Got a free one. You got a free weekend.
Simmo has been to shows every weekend for a month.
Yep.
So it'd be nice just tomorrow night, like just spend some time with the kids. So I love it. Thank you very much, Big Apache. It's awesome.
But it's nice to get grounded and just sort of...
especially going into this new course that I've got for TV, film and media, learning all about filming and lighting.
That is
and
awesome,
all that
man.
stuff.
That is absolutely awesome.
Yeah, cheers, bro. So that was a great night, and King Street is really cool. The upstairs is really cool. Then they got the disco room where the DJ's playing, and there's big pictures on the walls and moving and stuff like that.
They're cool.
Cool. So, but I actually felt a little bit out of place in that room. I was like, I'm 37. Like, everyone in here is like 19 or 20.
See, that was the best thing when I saw Cobb. I didn't feel out of place.
No, I didn't feel out of place when I was watching Jebediah, but I felt out of place when I ended up on the dance floor.
But when we were leaving that night, I remember, I had to walk back out and walk past all those young people, and it's like, here goes the 38-year-old guy walking out with him and his two mates. Yeah, cool. Okay. I feel old now.
Yeah. But no, it was good times, and I will be taking my wife there soon, and we're going to have a mad night there. I said to the wife, we'll catch the train down, I'll have a night on the drink, it'll be mad. So we're going to do that eventually. So I want to mention sort of one more thing to sort of wrap up the afternoon. Maybe two more things, but what was really cool was the weekend that I went out and seen Spy v Spy. That Sunday, I actually went and did something super fun and cool. So there's a really cool hardcore punk band called I Hate People from around the area. Shout out to Craig Ford, shout out to Jimbo. Craig. Shout out to Alex. Shout out to all of yous. Oh, I forget the bass player's name, but he's one of my favourites. He's a legend.
Josh.
He done all the filming that day.
Josh with glasses.
Yep, Josh.
Yep.
Shout out to Josh. You're a legend, bro. I love yous all. I hate people.
I remember when we were Hang the Hipster, when there was that idiot who was in the band with us.
Oh,
I was in the band with Craig and Josh.
Hang the Hipster.
I left them because I couldn't put up with
okay.
that idiot. But anyway, and then they turned into I Hate People.
Which is one of the greatest bands from the whole area. One of my favourite bands. Band. Yep, awesome. I call them hardcore punk.
They're very hard.
They're pretty damn heavy, man. They do like G.G. Allen covers, you know, like...
Mind the language.
That's awesome.
Mind the language, but the song, shit. Shit, see? I'm not going to say the word.
Oh, yeah. We can't drop that one.
I was absolutely shocked when that actually came out. One, that there's a song with that name.
Oh, but I love it.
That they say it over and over and over through the song.
Yeah.
But the song is heavy and thrash, like that cross between hardcore punk and hardcore thrash.
Yep.
There's no in the middle.
No.
They are what they are.
They are so heavy and so awesome and nasty and just gritty. And so I got to go that day, that Sunday, and it was a huge day for me, right? Like, let me just put this out for you, right? This is how my day went. So I get out of bed at like 11 o'clock, probably about 10 o'clock, because I know I need to be out there by 2.
Yeah, right.
I need to be out at Jewel by 2. So I get out there by about 2, but what my mission is I've got to do this shit with these guys, then I need to go to my car, get changed into my work clothes, go to Macca's, quickly grab a feed, fuel up my car, and then head straight to Newcastle Entertainment Centre to pack up Disney on Ice for the kids. Right, so I've been out
what
there.
What a day.
You know, and then my day ended at like 2 in the morning. So I started my day with I Hate People at 2 in the afternoon.
What a good way to start.
Yeah. What a great afternoon. Shout out to everyone that was there that day. And that was awesome. Benny... Dave, who else? So Josh,
even to the cops apparently that turned up.
So we had the cops turn up. No joke. So I'll put a few stills and maybe a bit of footage. Craig said I was allowed to have that footage.
I reckon it would have been the funniest
thing. I'll put some stuff at the end here.
What all these people thought too, driving past and looking
Jimbo's
like,
covered in blood.
Yeah, this person's covered in blood, and these blokes are like looking like they're bashing him.
And we're stomping him.
The cops got caught.
Like, what was his name? Humpy. He had the big,
like
crowbar, and bringing it down on Jimbo and blood spurting out.
And yet you got
and these cars are just driving past like in shock. Like,
they got balaclavas. There's blood. There's everything. I can just imagine.
So when the cops rocked up, the first thing that they said when they got out of the car, they had big smiles on their face.
I could see the video as low laughing.
And they were like, "Oi, is this all Hollywood or what?" And we're like, "It's Hollywood."
And so it's for a video clip. Oh, it's music video clip. Okay.
Oh,
and then the other cop rolls up behind him. It's like, okay.
And I tell you what, that other cop was ready to pounce.
He jumped out quick.
But if we didn't have that other cop there that was like, he'd already sort of laid the groundwork with us, so it was all good.
No, it was good.
But the whole thing was like, the cops were like, just make sure you get a permit next time.
That's all cool, guys. That's good.
When I was talking to Craig, I'm like, so we'll get a permit next time. He goes, fuck no. That's all good.
There you go.
So that's, I love it. I love that style. I
love how the first place is, we started the video at my place. I love that.
Yeah. But, it was a great afternoon. I'll put some stills. I'll put some stuff. I might even put a little bit of a video at the end.
That was
hilarious. We'll see. It gets pretty how's it going because the cops rock up. But
that's great. I was watching.
Craig said I could.
This is hilarious.
All right, but it was good times. It was a great day, and there was a whole part of the day where it was like because I had to work, and we're doing the poker at the table with Jimbo. So there's beers and fireballs and everything. the boys go to me. I said, I can't be drinking. Like, I got work later. And they're like, Simmo, it's just acting, mate. You're just acting like you're drinking. So that's all I'll say on that factor. Right? Just acting like I'm drinking.
I'm drinking.
No, I was just acting like I was drinking. But I had work later, so nice. I had to be sober. But I was acting like I was drinking. So it was good times in that film clip. Thank you, I Hate People, for having Simmo from Simmo Metal.
That's awesome.
And Jackal Crow there for the day. I even took me balaclava with me.
I did watch it.
I even took me big Jackal Crow coat with me because the boys said, come looking intimidating. And I said, I've got a big trench coat. And they said, yep, that'll probably do. So I rocked up with my big trench coat.
That is awesome.
Yeah, so good times. And that, all I can say is one more time is thank you to the I Hate People camp. And I just want to throw something out there because I'm sure you can come to this one. In October, I believe, they're having the Barnyard Brawl.
Ah, right.
Where they... it's basically them and a few bands at a barn that they've got a stage set up at.
I've seen videos where they've done before from previous years.
Yep.
They look brutal.
Well, we can go to one. We're invited. Nice. I'm invited, but I'm sure you... you
Craig, I know you, Craig.
Yeah, so Kyle's coming to the Barnyard Brawl as well.
The only thing that'll stop is if I have to have surgery. So
okay. And one thing I will say, there's a whole opportunity to even camp out there for the night. Like they're having tents and shit out there, and you...
Nice, guys.
Yeah, take your tents and park up on the property.
Sounds awesome.
And you watch bands all night.
And get pissed.
And then big bonfire and stuff. And then, now, who knows? I might have the thing happen where I go out there and then my wife comes and picks me up later on the night because I need to be a responsible adult.
Party killers.
Yeah, but it could be a thing where I bring out me little dome tent and Simmo films the whole crazy event and we'll turn that into a whole YouTube video.
That would be hilarious.
Simmo and Kyle's weekend at the Barnyard Brawl. So, I've got the dates there for that. Let me check. I'm going to have a look in me little YouTube organizer here. Right. Let me see. Okay, I'll have to check them on my phone, but I've got them on my phone, so they haven't sunk over. Oh yeah, they have. Hold on, let me check. Here it is. Should be Bar Assault. That's what it's called, or Barn Assault. The Barn Assault.
Nice. Okay.
Not Barnyard Brawl. Barn Assault. So the I Hate People Barn Assault. So they've got a barn, and they've got a little stage set up in the corner of the barn.
Yeah, nice.
And then we watch bands all night, and that is on Saturday, the 19th of October. So I'll look forward to the Barn Assault. Please, Nicole, let me go to the Barn Assault. I want to go to the Barn Assault. So, who knows? We'll see.
That'd be awesome.
But yeah, me and Kyle might go to the Barn Assault and make a whole episode on that. That could be wild. That'd be a sick episode.
It could be a thing where like, yeah, we film this 15 minutes here, we film this other 15 minutes here.
Yep.
Different things.
Yeah, just bits of the night, you know.
Oh, wow, yeah, that could be...
Yeah,
that could be dangerous, especially if I'm drinking and he's drinking.
Oh!
And we're filming while we're actually drunk. So that would be even more wicked.
And then I do have the option to edit the next day, but still.
A lot of things might have to be edited.
The Barn Assault. So let's go to
it sounds brutal.
Yeah, I love it.
The Bar Assault.
No, it was the Barn Assault. I typed it in wrong. The Barn Assault.
Ah, nice.
The Barn Assault, because we're going to the barn.
Nice.
And we're going to watch some heavy bands. So, who knows? Awesome. That might be coming up on the cards. The Barn Assault.
Okay.
With I Hate People in October 19th.
19th. Okay, cool.
Pen that one in.
Nice.
We'll see you there, Craig. Alright. So, one thing I just want to sort of mention to wrap it up is the other week I had a little bit of a chat with with my man Aaron from Big Apache, and we just had a bit of a chat about Kyle's band Firefish, maybe jumping on a few Big Apache shows and productions. So
that would be awesome, guys.
So we might even one day see Full Credit and Firefish
opening for Full Credit.
Yeah, Firefish opening for Full Credit or something like that.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome.
Firefish jump on with Spy vs Spy. You know,
that'd be awesome.
Spy v Spy. So
that would be awesome, guys.
Yeah,
it'd be absolutely awesome.
So we'll see and what the future holds. Yeah, but other than that, nothing's locked in yet. But yeah,
the idea that someone actually says, yeah, we can do this. That's cool.
Yeah. So but Firefish up and coming, even though they've been around for 15 years, we could try and do.
Longer. Far out.
We can really try and do a big push in the next year or two with Firefish, especially with the channel and that and the platform we have. We can really do an extra push. Have you got a YouTube channel for Firefish? I could help you set one up.
Oh wow!
And I might even.
I think we. Do,
I might even say. I'd go as far as saying with my film skills in the future, I'd love to try and do a video for you or something.
I think we'd have to actually redo an actual
yeah, we'll have to
YouTube channel, because I think we did, but that's probably lost somewhere.
Yeah, okay. And maybe we'll do some re-recording, even maybe with me. Like, who knows?
Do want to do our Rising Water. It is a heavy song, and that is one we want to.
And that's one that you haven't recorded yet, eh?
I recorded that song back when the band was called Requiem. Because me and the drummer for that wrote the song.
Yeah.
So it's always been my song, and we recorded it at TAFE, the same TAFE where you recorded us.
Yeah.
And I was the vocalist at the time, so everything's different.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
The only thing that really sort of stayed the same was the guitar riff and how the song is structured.
Yeah. Okay.
That
cool.
stayed.
Yeah.
Because obviously different drummer comes in. Obviously now Paul, he's a lot more aggressive with how he plays.
Yeah.
His favourite band's Slayer. So
of
course, that's going to be different. And then obviously
he's a thrash drummer.
With Ben on vocals, he's more of a. If you think of people like say Rob Zombie, System of a Down.
Oh yeah, that kind of vocal style. Yeah.
But he's very raw.
Yeah, and raw delivery.
And he's got some, like as they would say, Velociraptor screams. That's
cool.
And that's what bloody that's what Rising Water does for him.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
It shows his raw side, and he can really scream it out, go nuts, and he doesn't have to play guitar for that song. He just runs around like a maniac. That's what.
Yeah, man.
Because that song is essentially like.
So, just to confirm with everyone again, so the 27th show was cancelled, wasn't it? But we'll have some stuff coming up in the future with Firefish.
And that show probably with Citizens Fire.
Yeah.
Will be some other time this year.
Yep.
Could even be next year, I'm not sure. Just the way, I don't know what he's.
Well, all I've got to say about the year in general is it's getting very close to the end of it already. So
I know, it's that middle sort of... Yeah.
Bro, I've just started my TAFE course and I've realised this thing's going to take me out to the end of the year in December. So that's why I give everyone a heads up that some of the YouTube content might slow down for a little bit over the next few months.
Do it when we can.
I've got assessments. Like, here's something cool, right? This is one of my assessments I've got to do. I've got to, do edits... But I've got to do, an edit of a film material.
You were saying a little bit this in a message the other day.
Yeah, so I'll talk about this on the channel because I love it. I'm passionate about it.
I was keen to hear this. This is actually...
Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut together bits of RoboCop and bits of Terminator.
That is awesome.
To make them have a battle. And it'll just be a little fan-made film thing.
But still...
But it's going to really teach me about editing and ins and outs. And like for example, the Terminator might take a shot and I'll get a shot of Terminator shooting his shotgun in the hallway. But then instead of Liquid Man being hit by that shot, I'll have a picture of a bit of video footage of RoboCop's chest.
Yeah,
and then him getting shot.
Now, so then... For anyone who's out in this sort of comic book world, like sci-fi world. Everyone has wanted that crossover between
Yeah.
RoboCop and Terminator.
Yeah, and we had the
There was
video
even a
game
video
back
game.
in the 90s. Yeah.
Nintendo. And
Yeah, it was a great game back in the 90s. It was ridiculously hard.
It's a wonder someone
I've still got it on my computer as an emulator.
It's a wonder someone hasn't done, like, you could make
I was watching
a movie.
All right,
Seriously.
let's talk about it then. This is what's cool about these Simmo and Kiel shows is we can just talk about it. So what I looked up the other day is, all right, so here's the thing. So there's a video game company called Tenyon. And Tenyon is a company that just not long ago made a Terminator game called Terminator Resistance.
Yes.
It's
not too bad.
It's not too bad because it is a AA game, not a AAA game.
Okay.
It's actually an indie studio making a very elaborate game with a very big film franchise. Now, what happens if you make a crap game of a film franchise? Yeah, but if you make a crap game of a film franchise, you ruin it.
Oh, yeah, you do.
And there's been some very crap Terminator games in the past.
Star Wars.
And there's been some very crap RoboCop games in the past. So they just made Terminator Resistance back in 2020. And that was a great game. I played all the way through it. And even in their new version of it, they've got a DLC where you can download and play Infiltrator mode. Yeah, so for the first time ever, you play a Terminator hunting down humans that are fighting for the Resistance. Nice. Really cool function. But the same game company just this year releases the new RoboCop game. So the new RoboCop game, Rogue City. I've been playing it.
I've seen it pop up all on Facebook and everything.
Well,
I haven't played it.
If anyone gets a chance to check out my Jackal Crow Twitch channel, I've got lots of playthrough footage of me just sitting there playing through RoboCop. It really goes well with my cyberpunk sort of aesthetic of Jackal Crow. So that's what I've been playing on Twitch lately.
Nice.
So this company, I just seen a YouTube video the other day of a guy talking about Tenyon just made Terminator game in the 2020, and then they just made the RoboCop game just this year. So the next logical step for that game company would be to do a RoboCop versus Terminator. Yeah, you've got your hands on both of the intellectual properties now, and you've made fantastic games of both of them. And of actually probably one of the best Terminator games ever made and one of the best RoboCop games ever made. So now just get those two and put them together into a game.
As a kid, always growing up, I always wanted to see like a movie, RoboCop versus Terminator. I wanted, but no one's ever done it.
Well, I'll send my little fan-made film to you when I'm finished doing it, and you can check it out.
That'd be my little thing. Oh, finally got me.
I need to take 2 bits of film, like say RoboCop 1 and Terminator 2 or something like that, and then I actually need to put them into editing suite and do a whole project. So that'll be really fun. That'll be really interesting for one of my first things for film class.
That is awesome.
I learned a whole heap about lighting the other day. I had to go up and down the hallways and take photos of available light.
Okay.
So that's really talking about sunlight and trying to get sunlight coming through windows. And so I've got some really cool shadowy shots. Then we also had a class where we've got to write a script for content. And what I've chose to do is I did my male mental health video a couple of months ago.
Yep.
It's one of the most popular videos on the channel.
It's good.
It's a really good thing. So he said you got to pick a cause and you got to write content for that cause. Okay. Well, I've already sort of made content for that cause, so I've got experience with it. So I'm choosing that subject.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I've got to write a script. And then if I go on into Cert 4, then I'll get to turn that script into an actual little commercial.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, so I might even do the Cert 4. We'll see. But it's all going to help the Simmo Metal channel grow. And I want to thank everyone for all the extra subscriptions over the last few months.
It's been good.
We're nearly up to 80 subscribers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's went from... Last time I heard...
We were talking about the
Avalanche.
60s. Yeah.
64, I think we're up to.
Yeah.
Now Going up to 80, that's even
Yeah, I'm
better.
up to we're up to about 78.
Wow,
So,
that's
so
awesome, guys.
next year we might be looking at doing a full Simmo and Kyle channel, and that's
This
where
is what it's leading to.
Yeah, that's what it's leading to. And then Simmo Metal channel will still do my regular guitar videos and my unboxings.
It's not going anywhere, guys.
But I think that the Simmo and Kyle channel will eventually migrate to its own channel.
That'll be cool.
Yeah, so that'll be awesome. And then just to wrap it up for the evening, I want to thank everyone for continuously following my Jackal Crow music. Still doing great numbers. Getting things like some of my songs are coming up and it's saying, oh, this song of yours, Don't Look Into the Eyes of Hate, has got 10 plays in just one day on Apple Music. Mm-hmm. So someone in one day has went, love that.
Let's go again.
Love that. Let's go again. So thank you everyone for checking that music out. And lots more to come in the future.
Definitely. Lots more gigs, interviews.
Yeah,
whatever.
me and Kyle are going to do a recording project pretty soon too.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So Kyle's got some music, and we're going to put it into my door, and we'll come up with something really cool. So yeah.
Hopefully, stay tuned.
Yeah. So I think that's pretty much the Simmo and Kyle show. Now we've done the news. We've talked about everything I wanted to talk about because I wanted to catch up with you all. I will quickly say something that really slowed me down over the last fortnight is I got really sick. I actually was really crook.
Yep.
And even when I was going out to those Spy v Spy shows, and some of the others, I wasn't like horrendously sick like I shouldn't be out, but I was like, going out would make me crooker the next day.
Definitely.
Because being out in that cold and stuff, and then the next day I was crooker. So
you've been working a fair bit, like doing the Disney on Ice stuff.
Yeah, I actually, I got to say, while I was pretty crook, like for someone who was sick, I just worked through it.
Yeah.
Like I was literally like drugged up to the T on cold and flu tablets, Demazin, nasal spray, antibiotics, no joke, like all of this stuff in me just to like, just so I could be powerful enough to go to work for the freaking day, man. Like, but I wanted to be a part of Disney on Ice. I wanted to be a part of Tenacious D. I love doing the crewing work. It's my favourite thing in the whole world. And other than Jackal Crow, like that's actually my favourite thing in the whole world.
Other than us being musos and doing that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
What the passions we love.
Yeah. So plenty to come up in the future. With the filmmaking skills that I will be acquiring, I'm even thinking about getting into like the fact that I was there that day with Craig and Josh and that while they were filming I Hate People. I was thinking that I want to make Jackal Crow videos.
Cool.
I have the prop there. I have the costume. But I really want to start bringing Jackal Crow to life, like really doing some videos.
Fleshing him out.
Yeah, fleshing him out and like really doing some real cool color contrast stuff. Like when I film stuff, really do some really grainy film sort of stuff that makes it look real nasty. That's what I'm thinking, right? No joke.
He'd be good in the Romper Stomper sort of like.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. Like I want to try and do more filmmaking in the future. And the YouTube is just a launch pad for that. So, like I was at class the other day, and I got to have the opportunity to say to my teacher, "Oh yeah, I was just in a music video the other week," and they're like,
"Not many people get the chance."
No, well, even a lot of my classmates were sort of kind of taken back by all the things I do. Like everyone's like,
"Oh shit, he does."
Yo, Simmo. Yeah, like my teacher was like, "Okay, so you're very multifaceted person," because I came out, they said, "Oh, give us a little like get to know you." All right, so how about you, Simon? And I'm like, all right, here we go. So I'm a musician. that just finished an advanced diploma in sound production. I produce my own music and I put it all up on all streaming services like Spotify and Apple Music. It's sort of like a Slipknot thing, a heavy metal thing, like where I wear a mask and stuff. I developed the mask myself. I also work for event crewing, so I've got to do big shows like Pink, Paul McCartney, Elton John, Taylor Swift. Oh yeah, just like
just by that they would have been like, oh crap.
Wow. And then I'm like, and so that's my job.
But I do this.
But then I also have a YouTube channel with my good friend Kyle, and I also do like unboxings and guitar videos, and that's what's brought me here to TAFE. Is I want to learn more about film. I finished sound production advanced diploma, so I already think of myself pretty much as a sound tech. But imagine a sound tech who could also be the director.
Video. Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
That's a whole different side. And that's all three sides too. You've got the whole music and producing side. Then you've got your whole, on the other side, which is recording, mixing, and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, and then even like
the video.
And then sound production that goes with the video, like Foley. Like
Yes.
I'm learning things about like how to make sound effects and stuff for
Yeah.
video. There's something as simple as tapping a glass against a table.
Definitely.
There we go. We've recorded a sound and that goes into the movie. So some really cool things. Anything you want to talk about that you've been up to? Like I know that you had your operation and stuff like that, and just getting better. But
and just trying to crack on with a bit more of the like the song we're going to do.
yeah. So he's been working on his song.
And then also just trying to do some Firefish stuff as well.
Yep, and have you had some practices with Firefish lately?
We had one not last weekend, the weekend before.
Yeah, cool.
Because we were leading up thinking we were doing this gig coming up and it got cancelled, but we thought, hey, why not? We'll still just practice anyway. I think we've got one coming up in the next couple of weeks, so we want to keep it a bit more regular.
Yep.
Because we have a thing where like if we all tend to like, because we're 4 different people.
Yep.
So if we leave it too long, it'll be like, 6 months is gone.
Yeah, that was actually one of the problems with my old band when I was younger.
We have this thing because like...
I think that's what happened is my old band, we even promised each other sort of like, we'll get back together one day, but we just never did.
Because most of our songs, like, we know top to bottom.
Yeah.
It's just when we get together, it's just rehash and go, oh, cool, yeah, that's still how it goes.
Yeah, cool,
But we can tend to sort of leave it too long before we actually get back together, so that's why we now make a point of sending out message. Like I'll send a message to them.
Yeah,
hey,
cool.
Got dates in March.
Yeah.
Man, got dates in April. What dates all suit you guys?
Yeah, cool.
They come back, filter back, and then we just choose the best Saturday or Sunday.
If this big Apache stuff unfolds for Firefish,
we need to crack on a bit more.
You really would need to be doing your practices probably every week at that point, eh?
That's where it becomes different. But I mean, we sort of, because we've got the sort of beauty now of being a bit older, a bit more wiser.
Yeah.
And we can do a lot of things now too, like via YouTube and via bloody Zoom.
Yep.
Where we're sort of it's don't ever think weird.
Right.
Don't ever think weird. We've done little practices like that before where it's been strange.
True.
Doesn't feel natural.
No.
But at the same time,
but it's
like,
still going over the song.
And it's only really sort of just going out, and it's not really me needing to go over the song.
Yep.
It's only really sort of like I wrote majority of the songs.
Yeah.
It's mainly for essentially the bass player and the drummer.
Yep.
To make sure that they have their little parts in the right spot. Oh, yep, I still remember that. This is cool.
Yep.
It's like a refresher sort of thing.
Yeah, cool.
So, but no, we're cool. We're always...
No, that's awesome.
But we've come back to that thing of where, like, because we had a thing for ages where we sort of went from being more mates to having this working relationship where we would only see each other essentially to play music, practice, and go to gigs. Yeah. We sort of lost that whole friendship aspect. Yeah. And it's been more that where it's had to flip back around to find ourselves. Yeah, okay. And go, well, okay, cool. We're friends first.
And then
before we're a band.
Yeah, that's really awesome.
So we've sort of brought that aspect back around, and it's sort of like that freedom to do what we want to do.
Yeah.
We're still going to take advice off everybody.
Yeah.
But we've sort of learnt over the past 15 years, 16 years, we don't want to do it that way.
Yeah, okay, cool.
We want to do it this way.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think that's the way my old band should have done it, but oh well.
And also,
but then we wouldn't have the amazing Jackal Crow, man.
And I think it's too sort of finding, like, there was a whole thing of, like, for a while, we couldn't all come onto the same page.
Yeah.
4 of us going 4 different directions.
Well.
And it's just like, and then it takes you to grow up a little bit. I'm saying this for me, not be so stubborn.
Yeah.
And think, hang on, it's not my band.
Yeah.
It's our band.
Yeah.
Even though, yes, I write majority of the songs, like that's my part in the band.
Yeah.
I write them, bring them in, and then we all construct them.
Yeah,
so
that's awesome.
We structure them, and then Ben or Dan might say, hey, how about playing this different, or how about swapping that around? So it's the whole construction of the song changes to the whole lot of us.
Yeah, cool.
Where enough it might be me that's brought this thing in.
Yeah.
And even Paul sitting behind the drums, he might hear something and he's like, oh, hang on, how about play that bit before that bit?
Yeah,
so it might be something little.
Yeah.
But that's his input.
Yeah, mate.
So, and it's finding that whole balance that we had to find with each other.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So that it still worked.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I get what you mean, because
didn't work for ages.
Yeah, I had shit that didn't work. Now I just do my own shit.
Or they got the shit, or essentially they got the shits with me, saying, this is the set list, this is what we're playing.
Yep.
And not thinking of anyone else.
Yeah, okay.
But and it was sort of being very stubborn, and then obviously then they go, hey, we want to push this direction. And me saying, no, we're still doing this direction.
Yeah.
So it's us all finding a common ground.
Yeah, cool.
Which we're a lot better on now.
No, that's awesome, dude.
Much better.
So, I look forward to hearing more from Firefish in the future. And,
you get to record us, that would be even better.
Yeah, we'll see how we go. Yep. I need to get a bit more equipment to record a drummer. Even if you could get drums recorded elsewhere, I could do all the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you like... basically bring me the drum track and then we build everything else around the drum track. Yeah. So that's a possibility. Or I record the drums for years, but I record them somewhere else. I think I have a friend named Lee. He might let me use his awesome studio. If I be really nice. Lee, can I record Kyle's drums at your really, really awesome studio?
Or even just the song, we'd only need like a couple of hours.
Yeah. Nice. Anyway, cool.
Yeah, that's not off the subject.
Yeah, but either way, who knows? I might even go record Jackal Crow stuff like that one day. I produce it all at home in a DAW, but I'd love to really get some of it on a desk and on outboard gear and mix that thing for real, you know. But Jackal Crow stuff coming up. I've got a new song I've been working on called Tumultuous. I've sort of shared a few snippets of it online, but I just started writing lyrics last week.
Yeah, nice.
And that was an interesting experience because I'm going through a really good time in life and I'm in a really good phase, but I want to write...
Is that where you don't... Jackal Crow's meant to be the opposite.
Yeah, Jackal Crow's meant to be nasty.
You're like, this isn't meant to be good.
Yeah.
Not happy stuff.
But I tapped into a part of myself that is sort of dormant and laid dead for a while, but I tapped into it and got some really like hectic stuff out of myself. So there's some really cool lyrics on the way, and then to accompany that really nasty, like angry song, will be actually a love song for my wife.
Wow, there you go, Jackal Crow love song.
Yeah, so duality. So, anger and nastiness, love and life. You know, the two of them.
I never thought I'd hear the same thing in the one subject. Jackal Crow and love. Yeah. Well, it exists with the love and the light. I did.
The love and the light.
I just never perceived that as like...
Yeah,
a side.
That's a side. That's why the song Family exists. Check out the song Family for me.
I've had a look at that one.
Yeah,
I like that song.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
I do like that song.
Yeah. So that's where that stuff comes from. Like, what I try to portray with Jackal Crow is the face, the mask is the hate and the filth. It's the anger and the nastiness. But there's a guy inside that mask, and he loves his family, and he's a pretty nice guy. And, you know, I just try hard to be a decent adult, man, father, husband.
Definitely.
And, yeah. But that's the thing with Jackal Crow. It's all duality, man. So I want to do a video soon, diving more into the mask. Like, I'll do a whole solo video where I really hold the mask up to the camera. We'll talk about how the mask got created. I'll talk about the songs. I'll talk about the events that went around those songs. Some of those songs took 5 years to write. So
definitely.
Yeah, so I just shared a thing the other day. Industrial Refinery. This song is officially 5 years old.
Yes.
And the way I was able to share that is I've been doing something that I didn't realise I've been doing until sort of now. Is I've got a lyric book here, and up the top there's a little line // So what I would do is every time I've wrote a Jackal Crow song, I would date it. There is songs in that book that date back to like the 27th of the 2nd, 2018. There's songs in there that are the 19th of July, 2019.
Wow.
Yeah, so every song by Jackal Crow is dated.
Nice.
So I know what day I wrote the lyrics for that song.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know how I've ended up doing that. It started when I first started writing them.
You just kept doing it.
And I've just kept doing it because they've all got to be dated, man.
There you go.
Yeah, so all those songs are dated, and I literally know, I get to like know when my song is having a birthday. So I do that. I celebrated that the other week, and I think that's a good place to sort of leave our episode, is
Definitely.
Leave them hanging for some more talk about Firefish in the future. And
general metal news.
And some general metal news, and I want to leave you hanging on this Jackal Crow stuff because everyone has been super supportive. I can't believe that people even could be bothered listening to my music, but they have.
It's eye-opening.
And it's interesting music. It's music that's written by one person. So it can be interesting, I suppose. But that's where I want to leave it. So we've had a great episode.
Great chat.
Yeah, great chat. And I think me and Kyle will come back and do another one in about a month.
Yeah.
And
whenever we feel.
yeah.
Necessary.
Yep. Like I said, some of the content might slow down for a
little
little bit.
month for the rumours anyway to find out about this Slayer stuff.
Yeah, well, that's right. This is why I usually give it about a month. Is it's a good time to let a bit of metal news develop.
And they might actually have the lineup for good things.
If we were doing
Kerry King,
if we were doing weekly episodes, it'd be a lot harder to fill in the metal news.
It'd get boring for the. Sorry, we'd be just.
Yeah.
I know. We might find it fine because we'd be talking about consistent Jackal Crow or maybe other local people, but
full credit.
Yeah. But for your bigger bands, like there wouldn't be much to talk about because sometimes
you got to wait for stuff.
A week goes by and nothing happens.
Yeah, you got to wait for stuff to happen in the music industry. So yeah. But anyway, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in to episode 3 of the Simmo and Kiel Show. And thank you for tuning in to the Simmo Metal channel. And stay metal. And we'll catch you next time, metalheads. Yeah.